Hi, Kaylee. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. I wanted to preface first that when I'm not doing this entertainment journalism thing, I'm actually a high school art and drama teacher. So,
Ah,
yeah, this is kind of interesting for me because this is the first time I get to interview a star, an actor who's pretty much the same age as the kids that I teach. So,
yeah, that's
um,
cool.
yeah, I think so. I wanted to preface, young lady, that congratulations. You just graduated a few weeks ago. How does that feel?
Thank you. It feels great. I graduated a year early actually, so I wasn't supposed to until next year, but I got the opportunity and I ran with it. Um, but it feels really good because all my friends are grades below me, so whenever they go back to school, I don't have to, and I'm so excited.
Well, I think it's a perfect segue because in the movie, Bee asks her grandmother, "What did you want to be when you were a kid?" So it seems like the perfect time to ask Cailey Fleming, "What do you want to be? The future is yours now."
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm still stuck in like if land right now, honestly. If was my dream project. So I'm still just kind of processing it. I've seen the movie, I think, four times, and it still really hasn't hit me. So I don't know. I told John I would work with him for as long as he would have me. So whatever he does in the future, if he wants me to be part of it, I will.
Well, you get tons of time to decide. So, and John, I'm sure, has tons of projects in the future as well. In the film, poor Bee is obviously put in a situation where she's kind of forced to grow up in an awful hurry. And I can only imagine it's kind of akin to being a child actor. You're kind of thrust into this very grown-up world of the entertainment industry. So, did you kind of relate to Bee in that sense or that part of her character?
Yeah, I guess you could take it like that. I kind of didn't realize this until we started doing press for the movie, but I don't think I ever got into character while we were filming If. I kind of feel like it was just me, and I just kind of did the scenes how I would say the things in real life, if that makes any sense. Um, but I didn't really notice that until I started talking about it. But that's one of the things I loved about doing press is that I kind of got to process the movie a little bit more. So that helped me a lot. But yeah, I guess you could say it like that. I never thought about that until just now, though.
Well, okay, then I'm interested if John or the production team or anybody kind of showed you the drawings. I'm assuming of Blue and probably Blossom, but the drawings of what the characters might look like. I know there were some stuffies or things on set, but did you get an opportunity to kind of influence possibly what you're seeing when you're using your imagination on set? Did you have any influence about, what if the character looked like this? Like, what were you imagining when you were there?
Well, we did know what all of them were going to look like. I actually have a stack of like pictures in my closet somewhere of all the ifs and what they looked like. So John had us very involved from the beginning. Anytime he got an update on like the VFX of Blue or the making of Blossom, whatever it was, um, he kept me updated. So that was really nice. So we always knew what they looked like, which was great. I didn't know what they sounded like all the time. So that was a nice surprise whenever I watched the movie. I got to hear some of their voices for the first time.
You know what? That's the perfect segue once again, because I was going to ask, the cast of this movie is insane. The voice actors or the actors who lent their voices to some of the ifs, Emmy winners, Oscar winners, iconic comedians. So if you did have an if, and this can be a musical artist as well, because I think you're a big Olivia Rodrigo fan, if I'm not
Yes.
corrected. There you go. Who would you get to voice your if?
Oh my God. Oh, I don't know. I do love Olivia, like you said. I'm the biggest Swiftie. I love Taylor. And my favorite actress is probably Zendaya. I love her. So maybe her. She's one of those people where like if there's a movie and she's in it, I'll go watch it just because she's in it.
You've probably been asked this before in terms of this junket about, if you had an imaginary friend, what would it look like, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to kind of relate it back to what we were talking about at the beginning. Because you've worked so hard, you've earned your high school diploma, you've been in all these massive projects, whether or not you want to see it, you're probably a role model to some younger kids at this point. So if you were an if, what do you think you would look like, and how would you inspire kids younger than you?
Oh my gosh. Whoa, that's really hard. Well, I didn't have an if growing up. So as we started doing interviews, I kind of started to create my own because people would ask me like, "Did you have one growing up?" And I didn't, so I just made one up. So I made one up and I said it would be a dolphin because that's my favorite animal, and it would be pink and glittering because my favorite color is pink and I love glitter. And it would have a unicorn horn. And what else did I say it would have? I think I said it would have like a mermaid tail because Ariel is my favorite princess. So I kind of created my own if, but I don't know what I would be if I was an if. That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Okay. Do you have words of inspiration or, what do you, because I mean, you're a dancer as well. Like, how would you kind of inspire kids younger than you?
I don't know. One of the biggest things for me is to always have fun with whatever I'm doing. I feel like, if you love your job, and if you have fun all the time, it doesn't feel like work. So we did it for 3 months, and I never felt like I was working just because I was having so much fun. Because the hours are long, and sometimes it's really cold or it's really hot. Sometimes you just want to go home or like have a snack or something. So but when you're having fun, I don't even think about those things. I just think about what are we gonna do next because I'm so excited. Maybe look for the positive in everything is a good thing. I try to do that as best as I can.
That's a great outlook. I love it. That's fantastic. Speaking of that, you've been in some of the entertainment businesses, most massive fan bases, huge project. And just for people watching, just to recap, you've been in Star Wars, you've been in Loki, so you're part of the MCU, obviously an integral part of The Walking Dead. So at this point, looking forward, what is one massive property or fan base that you would love to be part of?
You have really good questions. You're really making me think. That is a good question. Um, yeah, you're right. I would love to do something else for Marvel. I was so lucky to be a part of Loki, but I think I'm such a big fan of the MCU, so I would love to do something else with that. I think that would be so cool. What do I like? Oh, I'm looking at my books right now. I read the Percy Jackson books and I love those. I know they're doing a show and I watched the first season and it was so good. So I'm kind of obsessed with that right now. What else? I don't know. That's a good question. Whenever Dune 2 came out, I fell in love with that movie. I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay. I put you on the spot. Okay, I love that you paid tribute to your dad in the past. That means the world. And when we're filming this, Father's Day is just around the corner. But you, again, have had the kind of collection of crazy father figures in your career, like Reynolds, if you want to consider him that, Krasinski, obviously, Reedus, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Who do you think was kind of the craziest father figure in your career so far?
Like in the show we played or like in real life?
In real life. I'm kind of curious when the cameras are off, who kind of took you under their wing a little bit.
I kind of all of them. I think um whenever I first started on Walking Dead, Jeff really took me under his wing. We had this whole thing, I think during season 9. There was this scene of us two, and he was climbing up a wall, and my character had to hold a gun up. And if it's a close-up shot, we had to have like a replica of it, so it was really heavy. And he was talking so slow. I will never forget that day. He had like a whole monologue because his character just talks a lot. And he was talking so slow, and my arm was like this because the thing that I was holding was so heavy. We were still getting to know each other then, and he asked me how he could be my best friend, and I told him to get me a chocolate fondue fountain. So I got a chocolate fondue fountain, and I'll never forget it. I still have it. It's so awesome. I love Jeff. Uh, and then I think John a lot. I mean, obviously he played my dad in this movie, but he's involved me from the beginning and he's definitely taken me under his wing. I've gotten the chance to get to know him, call him a friend. But all of them,
Yeah,
Ryan too, and Norman, I don't know. It's very difficult to choose. So
it's hard to beat a
in
chocolate
different
fountain.
ways.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Kaylee, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on If, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Thank you.
Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.